All right, we're back. It's EMA Talk Radio, produced by Shark Creative and made possible by Perception Marketing, Pro Digital, the production department, and Terracom. Growth, success, lasting value. Well, this is episode number 6 with incoming and current EMA board chair, and out of Zeeland, Michigan, it's Theresa Casey, co-owner, along with her father, Eddie Cloutier, since 1994, as a matter of fact. When ProAudio started, they operate ProRoma marketing and ProRoma production. Theresa, it's so nice to see you. What a pleasure.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be able to talk to everybody on EMA Talk Radio. I appreciate the invite.
Yes, well, of course you're going to get the invite. Here you are. I mean, you put yourself out there. You're at the tip of the sphere when it comes to EMA radio. So, it's nice to have you here. Tell us a little bit about your experience with, serving on the board, and now you're the chairman of the board, so to speak. So, what motivated you to, you were selected, and of course, it's certainly, hugely warranted, but you put yourself in a position to be there. Tell our audience a little bit about that. What motivated you, Theresa, to put yourself in a position to be the chair?
Yeah. I would say getting into that spot started with joining EMA in the first place. I went to my first EMA conference back in 2018, and that was really just an exploratory experience for me. I was in a different role. I was doing fundraising, which is very similar to sales, but I was have grown up around particularly the on-hold industry, again, since I was a kid. And as you mentioned, we've been around since 94. And that means that during my childhood, I was surrounded a lot by my father, Eddie, who founded the company, making cold calls and talking to clients. So I had approached him and said, "Hey, I really enjoy sales. Is there any chance that I could work with you?" And he was like, "We'll think about it." And so EMA was kind of our first step to collaboration and seeing if there was something there. When we went, EMA had kind of just transitioned into its phase of diversification from just on hold. So they were talking about scent marketing and digital signage in addition to overhead music and on hold. And, there were lots of conversations about VoIP at that time. And the thing that stuck out to me was scent marketing. And after that conference, Eddie and myself, we ended up partnering with a man named Greg Briscoe out of South Africa. And he really helped us jumpstart our scent marketing business. And we appreciated that so much. And through all of that value, in addition to the scent marketing, Eddie also, with on hold, there's been so many technology changes that the information that he was able to glean about VoIP and how to really partner with VoIP and ended up growing our business through those conversations and the learning. It was just a natural step that when I was asked to be on a committee, I said, of course, yes. EMA has given so much to us. I would love to be able to give back some. So I was on a committee in 2019. I joined the board formally in that same year. And then I ended up serving as the VP last year. So in 2022, and then 2023, it was kind of that natural next step was to step into the chair role. So it's pretty exciting. It is. I am proud to say that I'm the first female board chair for EMA. So I will take that title.
You're a pioneer.
Mm-hmm.
You're a pioneer when it comes to EMA. And honestly, we're also proud of you. And, I've gotten to know you over the last few years, the last 2 conferences, and I'm looking forward to the next one, which we'll talk about coming up in the fall. But yeah, like anything else, right, Theresa, you put yourself out there, you're willing to help others, and in return, things always come back around. But we're all like-minded entrepreneurs when it comes to EMA. We're there to share. We're there to help each other. Even as recent as a conversation I just had with you and Eddie, not that long ago about some of the things that we're involved in. And like those things wouldn't happen if we didn't have this. So, for those that are listening and those who are a part of it, you know what we're talking about. But for folks who might be considering joining EMA, think about how, there are so many things that you have in common with people who own a business very similar to yours, but yet you look at them as competition, but we don't look at it that way. At least I know I don't. And I know most people that I've met in the group, it's like, we're not really there to compete as much as we are to really help. And at the end of the day, that's really what happens. I mean, sometimes you come across another business, of course, and although I haven't come across many others in our group, to be honest, but it's it's nice. It's just it's very refreshing to be able to be in a room with people who are doing, in many ways, identical things to what you're doing, and yet you can really help one another and learn from one another. So thank you for putting yourself out there and for being a part of the organization and for finding your way right to the top. I think we're in really good hands, and I'm excited about, what's to come. And with that being said, what is to come? Let's talk about it. What's on the horizon for EMA for 2023?
So, what is on the horizon? A lot. And I appreciate the vote of confidence. When I have a vision for EMA, in that vision, it's an idea that I would love for it to continue to exist and thrive in the next several decades. Even though the on-hold industry has changed so much and in turn changed our association, and we've been able to expand into some other services, I'd really love to see in the coming year more emphasis on providing value for those additional services and even going beyond those services. So one thing that we are going to initiate this year is the expansion into offering our unique environment, as you mentioned, that it's really a space where competitors are able to communicate with each other without the threat of feeling like, what are you trying to do? Are you just trying to get inside information and steal my business? As you said, the reality is there's so much business out there. The chances of you actually running into one another is rare. And I don't think that is unique to other industries. So when I look at our membership, even though the majority of our membership does offer on-hold services, the majority also offers other services. They don't just exclusively sell on-hold, and they offer everything from the scent marketing. They do digital signage, they do overhead music, but they also do things like SEO and web development and graphic design and a lot more digital services. And I feel like that does really fit into the EMA story, because it really is just another way to enhance the guest experience. You're creating a better experience for your customers and a better experience for your potential customers online, because most people today, myself included, I'm going to go online or I'm going to go on my social media outlet of choice and look for a business for whatever service I may be looking for. So it's really important to have a great presence online, just as it's really important to have a great first impression as your guests walk into your door or a client calls you on the phone. You want to ensure that entire experience is covered. And so I see EMA as a very holistic organization where we're trying to provide value not only for existing membership, but it will give us the opportunity to expand into different markets and bring value to those people as well. Because, talking to some of our membership, how many times are SEO professionals able to get in a room and just talk about what problems they're having, maybe what digital tools have worked really well, what things haven't. It's such a unique experience. And I think that it's something that we really need to share. And also myself, thinking about my career, I still feel like I'm very young in my career. And I would be very sad if I didn't have EMA to lean on. And I will always appreciate the value and experience and the transparency of everybody in the organization. So in the next year, my goal is to help that expansion happen and see our organization grow.
Well, those are great goals to have. And, I really, I hope to be with you every step of the way in many ways, because like you, even though I have some silver and white hair here, I still feel very young in the business, and I'm not going anywhere for I'll be here for a while. Let's put it that way. I hope, and we can have EMA all along the way, EMA Radio, EMA, and the conference that's coming up, and ways that we can help one another. So let's talk about the conference, by the way.
Yeah.
That's where we got to know each other. There's another one coming up. Can you tell our audience a little bit about that?
Yeah, so the next conference is going to be a similar timeline to last year. So it's going to be this fall, September 17th through the 20th. And it's going to be held in Annapolis this year at the Westin. We have really started to focus in our conferences less on just having all of these sessions that you attend, because we find that our membership really appreciates the roundtable discussions and the opportunities to have that happen. So we're going to follow that pattern. However, with the goal of expanding into different service industries and being able to give value to more professionals, we are going to have more roundtable discussions based on industry. So we will have groups who can get together and talk about their struggles in web development and what the industry is doing. And the same thing for individuals who do Scent, and the same thing for individuals who are really focusing on digital signage, et cetera, et cetera. And then we will maybe have a few general sessions, but during those sessions, those will really be focused on growth and the ability to grow your business. And we're excited to have some experts in those areas, whether that be sales or, what is your 5-year plan, ways that you can be proactive on not just working in the business, but working on it as well.
The E-myth, there it is.
Yes, exactly.
On the business, not in the business.
Absolutely.
How many of us want to achieve to do that? You start out your day hoping to be on it, but you somehow end up in it. So how do we prevent that from happening?
And I hear that's a big reason that a lot of people and a lot of owners do come to the conference. So it's the one time where I can get away and just focus on my industry and kind of step back and look at my business as a whole.
No doubt about it. And that definitely happens. And there's also a nice social aspect to it, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, for sure.
Certainly going out and enjoying company and having a meal and doing some other kind of thing that's appropriate at the time. Looking forward to it. And hopefully we'll have more people take a nice look and come out and join us. How can people get in touch with EMA? If someone happens to be listening to this and they're not a member, what can they do to become a member?
Yeah, an easy thing is just reach out. You're welcome to reach out to info@expma.org, or you can reach out to myself via LinkedIn, Theresa Casey. I am more than happy to connect on LinkedIn. And we have a whole slew of members that if you want to hear more about their experiences, you're welcome to do that. So yeah, just reach out. And I would love if there is someone who's interested. One way to kind of dip your toes into the EMA community is just attending one of our webinars. And they're much less presentation based and much more conversation based. And we'll usually have someone who's willing to kind of lead the conversation and keep it on track. But we really welcome everyone's feedback and insight. And because again, that's where we find that people in the certain industries really find the best value.
And just to touch upon that, I know especially through COVID, that really came in handy when we had the, sort of the regular Zoom meetings. I know that we hadn't done them or haven't been doing them as often as we did during the COVID piece, but that really felt like you had, a family with you going through it, people all across the country coming together on Zoom. And if we didn't have EMA, we wouldn't have that. Yeah. So it was really very helpful for me personally. And I think it helped a lot of people in the group kind of get through and just, realize you're not just stuck out on an island somewhere. And, we kind of got through it together, so to speak.
Yeah, I know. I agree. It was a great resource. And it was encouraging to hear that you're not the only person going through this chaos. We had each other. That was wonderful.
Well, all the way from Zeeland, Michigan, Theresa Casey, it's been such a pleasure to have you on EMA Talk Radio, our 6th episode, produced by Shark Creative and made possible by Perception Marketing, Pro Digital, the production department, and Terracom. We look forward to seeing everybody in September, and we hope to have another couple of episodes coming up. They'll be located on the website, and I'm looking forward to speaking to you soon, Theresa. So thanks again. Thanks again for joining.
Yep. Thank you, Andrew. I appreciate it.